Hi guys, welcome to McKola TV. I am in from Emirates Stadium, London, where Manchester United have gone and lost against Arsenal 2-0. Now coming into this game, I know a few of you may have expected that. I know a few of you may have expected a below par Manchester United. I know a few of you may have expected a few players to be rested. But what I did not expect was that level of performance from Manchester United. In fact, given the fact that some players were given opportunities, you'd have expected a better performance from Manchester United. And as Sumo Fish, who has joined us in the comments, says, it was a crap performance. He actually said performance, but we know what he meant. He meant performance. And it was a frustrating day, man. The first half, I thought tactically, we got it decent. I thought we kept the ball well at times. We had that opportunity with Wayne Rooney where he got it. Fair enough, it was a mistake. We didn't create it. And he should have squared it to Mata. He didn't. A lot of strikers would have shot in that position. His shot was straight at check. It didn't go in. And we ruined a big opportunity. If we score there, the game changes. The crowd starts to get on their back. They start to doubt each other. They're already suffering from a lack of confidence. And United would have grown in confidence. And I feel if we would have scored at that point, we would have been the team winning 2-0. But today, in the second half, we just weren't good enough. I know a lot of talk about Rooney. I'm seeing UAH saying Rooney was dog shit. Jose Hendy saying Rooney is to go, man. A lot of people are criticising Wayne Rooney's performance today. And I thought his performance was poor. I do agree with you. I don't think it was the reason why United was so poor. I think it was one of the reasons. Arif says we missed Pogba. I think that was one of the main reasons in terms of, yes, we did miss Paul Pogba. But Wayne Rooney's performance, I think, kind of epitomised what was wrong with Manchester United. It was too slow. The ball wasn't transitioning quick enough from defence to midfield to attack. And we've seen that now, not only at the Emirates. We saw it at the Etihad as well when we were without Paul Pogba. And it shows the influence that he does have on the side. Their first goal, I'm seeing criticisms of Ander Herrera in the comments. I am reading your comments, by the way. Their first goal, Ander Herrera, first rule of defending, never turn your back on the shot. Take it in the face if you need to. Never turn your back on the shot. And he turned his back. Now, I'm not going to criticise him for the goal going in because that was so fortunate for the goal to go in, because the way that went in, when you see how the ball looped over David De Gea, you wouldn't have been able to throw it in like that. So it did take a lot of luck for that to go in. But I do agree with the guys saying, like Gary saying, Ander needs to grow up. I don't think he needs to grow up here. I think he's a brave player generally. But that is rule one. Don't turn your back on defence. Even I know that. And I wasn't, I'm not a professional football player. But you don't turn your back. Take it in the chest. Take it in the face. And move on. But he didn't do that. But having said that, the deflection was very, very lucky. And then from there, we just didn't wake up. Chris Smalling, guilty of some poor defending. Danny Welbeck gets a free header. And it's 2-0. Now, Danny Welbeck is dead to me. So we are today mourning the loss of an old friend, Danny Welbeck. He's dead to me. I don't know about you guys. I know Petulia's agreeing with me right now. He's dead to me. The way he celebrated that goal. Come on, Danny lad. We made you. Do not celebrate like that. It's so. Even Robin van Persie didn't celebrate like that. So it was wrong from I don't believe he did that, but he did. Hi guys, I should be back with you now. I do apologise if there was a slight delay in the stream. My internet went down temporarily. I had to fix it. So it's now fixed and we should be absolutely fine and we should be running perfectly. But I'll stagger this little bit out so you guys can slowly rejoin me again in the comments and stuff like that. Hope you guys are doing well. I'm not. I've just driven back for 2.5 hours from London following Manchester United's disappointing performance again at the Emirates. It wasn't quite like last season where we totally capitulated and allowed them to absolutely smash us apart. But today it was really frustrating, man. Now, I know we rested players, but the performance was not good enough at all. It needed to be a lot better, and it wasn't. Hi guys, I am now back. Sorry about that. I really do apologise. That was pissing me right off. I'm back now. So we'll start again, shall we? Because I know some of you wouldn't have seen just what happened there. And you may have just started joining us now. But basically, Manchester United, I'm just back in, by the way. Got in 2.5 hour drive back. It wasn't the greatest of drives. It's such a bad drive when you not only lose, but you fail to perform as well. If we failed to perform today, and it just wasn't good enough. Now, I know we rested players, and that's fair enough. But there's no excuse for that sort of performance. The only standout player today was Axel Tuanzebe. I thought he was magnificent today, and he played very well. But it just wasn't good enough today at all. Hammy C, thank you for getting involved in the comments. Jimmy Smith says De Gea will go. I think the same as well. Sumo Fish is disappointed that our streak is over. Although the 25 unbeaten run, it was kind of clouded by the fact we had drawn 12 games. But having said that, you'd rather be on an unbeaten run than not being on an unbeaten run. And I wouldn't have liked to have lost it against Arsenal. Very disappointing today, especially considering the way Arsenal are. We could have gone there and got at them. In the first half, I thought we played okay. I'm not going to say we played well because we weren't great. Wayne Rooney should have scored, should have squared it to Mata. He didn't do either, and we missed that opportunity. That opportunity was gone. If we score there, the game's different in my opinion. And then it's probably us winning 2-0. Because if we score there, their crowd gets on their back. Everything goes against them. They're all under pressure, and I feel they would have cracked. But we didn't get on them. We didn't get on them enough today. And that is the most disappointing thing. Ahmed Arshad says, Arsenal are shit. I don't think they're shit. They're not shit at all. They're a decent team. But that was disappointing because we can beat them. I don't care if we're playing with a weakened side, we're resting players, we got Europa League on Thursday. I don't care about any of that. We can beat Arsenal. Lesser teams have beaten Arsenal. And the most disappointing thing about playing Manchester City and playing Arsenal, we didn't score a goal. We haven't scored a goal in 4 away games to Chelsea, Liverpool, City and Arsenal. That isn't good enough. That is not good enough. And just because we are resting players, it does not mean you do not play attacking football or you do not try and go for the win. Because you can still do that having rested players. Because lesser teams have done it at these grounds. Lesser teams have scored goals at these grounds. Lesser teams have got results at these grounds. And we haven't. Why did we not get on them? Why? Why did we not play to our strengths? Why did we not play to Marshall's strengths, Mickey's strengths? We just didn't do it today. Now, I think we missed Pogba a lot. A lot of people in the comments are saying we missed Pogba today. And we really did miss Paul Pogba today. I think the performances against Arsenal, the performances against Manchester City have shown us that we miss Paul Pogba when he's not in the team. It's that simple today. The game today, first half was okay. Second half was not okay. It was non-existent. The first goal, Ander Herrera, don't turn your back on the shot. What are you doing? First rule of defending, take it in the face, take it in the chest, take it in the balls. Just do not let the ball go past you. But having said that, it was very fortunate that the goal went in. Because look at the way it went in. It was a perfect lob of David De Gea. Xhaka couldn't have done that with his feet directly in the goal. Xhaka couldn't have done that with his hands directly in the goal. So it required a lot of luck for it to go in. So you can't criticise Ander Herrera too much for that goal. But he shouldn't have been turning his back. He shouldn't have been turning his back at all. Now, Kay says, chill guys, we played with a second team. Now, I know we played with a second team, but that's no excuse for the way we played. There's no excuse for the tactics we employed. I understand when we did it at Liverpool earlier in the season. But now against this Arsenal team, really? No. A lot of comments about Rooney coming through today, negative comments. Now, I don't want to say I told you so, because the guy's a legend for Manchester United. But all good things come to an end. And Wayne Rooney has come to an end at Manchester United. Jose Mourinho has slowly been making him less important at Manchester United. And we've seen with his performances recently, despite the 2 goals, he's not good enough for Manchester United no more. He slows the game down too much. He's not got the legs. Yes, he can pull off the odd great pass, but most of them are sideways nowadays. And he hasn't got the legs to get in behind people anymore. He doesn't bring much to the table. There's always better options on the bench. So I feel Wayne Rooney's time is up, and that's a sad thing. But I think it's also something that we need to just accept. It happens. It happened to Roy Keane, Ruud van Nistelrooy, David Beckham, whoever for whatever reasons. But Wayne Rooney has now come to that time. Raphael says Rooney needs to go. And then after the first, so I was talking about the first goal. I'll move on to the second goal. Chris Smalling, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing, Chrissy? How are you letting that ball... You're a big man like that. You could have headed it, stood up, use your neck muscles, head it out. But you jump up and you miss it. What are you doing? Are you serious? You missed that. That is just poor defending. And Danny Welbeck has a free header, gets it in. Danny Welbeck is dead to me. Now, we've lost a good dear friend today because Danny Welbeck's dead to me. Now, you remember how much I love Danny Welbeck. Even when he joined Arsenal, I still had a soft spot for him. But that left today. Do not celebrate against the team that made you, Danny boy. Do not celebrate against the team that made you, Danny boy. He's dead to me. Having said that, it is a little bit tongue-in-cheek. He left a while ago. United sold him. So, can we blame him for celebrating a goal for his new club? Not really. But, even Robin Van Persie didn't celebrate at Arsenal. You know, I know he did in the second game at Old Trafford, but a lot happened then. But in the first season, he never celebrated. Now, we've not had a bad word to say about Welbeck. And as Manny Plays says, rest in peace, Danny Welbeck, because he's dead to us all. So, yeah. Who said that? Axel was the only positive, says Mo Jammer. And I totally agree. He was the only positive today. Everything else was just poor. I'm disappointed about that. I really am disappointed about that because... Let me just take a sip of my tea. I'm disappointed about that because we don't need to play. Can you tell how much I hate losing against Arsenal? If this was against someone else, I wouldn't really care that much. I just hate losing against Arsenal. Because I know we can beat Arsenal. I know on any given day with any given side we can beat Arsenal. We played with 7 defenders and we beat Arsenal. We played with Cleverley and Anderson in midfield and we beat Arsenal 8-2. We've played with lesser teams and beaten Arsenal. Today we had on that pitch Mkhitaryan, Mata, Wayne Rooney, Anthony Martial, and Herrera. And we didn't even really threaten to score a goal. Did we? Did we? No. Danny's a pagan, says Naveed. Totally agree. At Gaming says, Welbeck who? I agree with that. Welbeck who? It's the last we'll ever mention him. What's up, Matt? Greetings from Peru, says Leo. How you doing, Leo? Hope you're well. Smalling is very average, says Kay. I agree. Still have a soft spot for Wazza, but after today, that is no more. He must go, says Marco. I still have a soft spot. You can't lose your soft spot for Wazza. He's done so much for this club. Just because he's declined, you just got to accept he's no longer that player. You can still have the great memories and all that stuff, but you just got to accept he can no longer do it and he has to leave. So, yeah, I don't forget that. You can still like him. You can still like Wayne Rooney. You just got to accept it's done. He's finished. Thanks for the memories. It's finished. So that's it, man. Just don't dislike the guy just because he can't perform anymore. It's happened to the best of them. It's happened to the best of them. Jones needs to go, says Ryan. Love Wazza, makes me sad watching his goals, says Pratulia. We needed a new Robin Van Persie, says Manny Plays. Top 4 was far-fetched regardless of today's result, Adam. It was gone weeks ago, in my opinion, says A. Khan. I do agree, mate. I wasn't counting on top 4 at all. But I'm still disappointed by the performance and the result today. We shouldn't be losing against this Arsenal side. It's that simple. And I think it shows... I feel like Jose just kind of accepted the defeat before we even got there. And I think that's the wrong attitude to take into these games. I know he wouldn't have been telling the players that. But come on, man. What do you guys think in terms of players' futures? Do you think Jose's seeing things in people like Jones, Smalling? I know a lot of you have got the comments there. Rooney, maybe. Darmian, maybe. I don't know. Who do you think's playing for their futures in the last couple of weeks, guys? Excuse me while I just blow my nose. What the fuck's going to happen if we lose the Europa League, says Ahmed? I agree with that as well. That is one of the fears that I do have. What happens if we lose in the Europa League? Against Celta Vigo or Ajax in the final, what happens then? What happens? Because then we are fucked. I've said this countless times on here, yeah. If we're in the Europa League next season, we're not going to be in the top 4, I don't think. And we're not going to be challenging for the title. Those are two things that I'm quite sure about. Because we can't I know a lot of people are going to say, Adam, why are you moaning? Thursday to Sunday, same as Wednesday, Saturday. But it fucks your season up so much. I hate it. If I hate it and all I do is travel to watch the games, imagine how the players feel. Imagine how they feel. They're playing in these games. Fuck the Europa League off. I know that sounds contradictory right now because we really need the Europa League at the moment. We really need it because we need to get in the Champions League. But that's the whole thing. We cannot be in the Europa League next season. Cannot be in the Europa League next season. Because it will fuck our season up again. Lennon says it's annoying, but we do have one foot in the Europa League final. And if you look at it from a positive point of view, Celta Vigo in the first leg didn't cause us much problems. We got a 1-0 win, clean sheet. We go into the second leg, we should be beating them. Ajax in the final, we should be beating them. So I know Jose's thinking that as well. And he's looking at that like, we will win these games. And I don't think he's thinking anything other than that. That's why I think he's taking the league lightly. I don't mind taking the league lightly. It's just that feeling you don't want to lose against Arsenal. At game, he says, why do we park the bus against small teams like Arsenal? I agree. Because if we attack them, we're better than them. We've got a better team than them. But the thing is, yeah, and this has been the whole thing throughout the season, Europa League has fucked us up. And that's why I keep saying it. We cannot be in the Europa League next season. It will not help us at all. Champions League is compulsory, says Shay. I agree. Arsenal are not greater than Man United now, had the lad. Don't be ridiculous. Still behind us in the table. Yes, they've got a game in hand, could go ahead of us. But even if they do go ahead of us, I doubt they're going to finish in the top 4. And provided we win the Europa League, happy fucking days. Who's going to be in the Champions League then? Us. Who's Dot? I don't care what Dot said. You lot keep talking about Dot, but I don't care about Dot. I can't see his comments, so I don't care about 200 million or not. The thing is, we have all the best academies and all the money in the world. Comments are moving very quickly, guys. Thank you for getting your comments in. What is this geezer on about? Had the lad said Arsenal are a bigger club than Man United, Jesus wept. Firstly, you may have finished above us for 2 seasons in a row, but still, really, last season we won silverware, they didn't. This season we won silverware, they haven't. This season we could get Champions League football, they haven't. Last season, it doesn't matter. All I care about is, look at the teams. Who will win the league first? Manchester United or Arsenal? Who will win the Champions League first? Manchester United or Arsenal? Answer those 2 questions. You're going to come back with the answer, which is Manchester United. Arsenal aren't competitive in any form. Manchester United aren't competitive at the moment, but we will be. And those are the facts. Those are the facts. But in the short term, we have to be in the Champions League next season. It's very, very important. I can count the amount of European trophies Arsenal have won on that. I don't need fingers. We got a Liverpool fan in here, and he's been all right so far. So leave him be in the comments, guys. Be nice. You know what? We can all coexist and all that. But this Ashton guy's getting excited. None of the "you'll never walk alone" stuff, but you are welcome to leave your comments, yeah. Baharwell, thank you for joining us. Jack of Trades, thank you for joining us. United are better than Arsenal, says Luca. United are a much bigger club, the only elite club in England, to be honest. United capable of winning FA Cup and EFL Cup, that's all, says Shuko. So then, what does that make Arsenal? Don't get it. How many trophies do we have? I'm losing count. James the Wanker, Mr. Penn. You know what? I can't even care about the Liverpool result when we didn't better their result. If we didn't win, who can really care? Because I don't care. We aren't united at the minute, says Lennon. Greetings from Rio de Janeiro. Thank you, Raphael, and welcome. Raphael, talking about Raphael and Rio de Janeiro. I don't think Raphael is from Rio de Janeiro, but Raphael and Fabio, Brazilian guys. I miss them guys. Raphael could still play for Man United now, to be honest. Him and Valencia as the right backs, that would do me nicely. We've nearly got a record on here for the live numbers. We're not quite a record yet. We're about 50, 60 away. But thank you all for joining us. And remember, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Who was your Manchester United man of the match today? I know we've got slim pickings, but who was it? Axel Tuanzebe is going to get mine. So what do you guys think about that? Adam, if United lose Europa League, you have to shave your beard and chest hair. Oh, no. Anything but the beard. I'll do the chest hair. How about that? Raza says he misses Evra. Fellaini fans in the house. Someone says, what happened to Andy Tate? Nothing happened to Andy Tate, as far as I'm aware. Everyone's saying Axel, Jay, Manprit, Sham. Someone said, thank you for Full-Time Devils. No problem, guys. I really enjoy doing Full-Time Devils stuff. Like, I would always be going to the games anyway. Maybe, you know what? Obviously, I wouldn't be travelling to games when I don't have tickets much. But I go to all the games anyway. But doing Full-Time Devils is very enjoyable as well. Because it's hard on days like this when you don't really want to talk to anyone about football when Manchester United lose. I hate doing fan cams when Man United lose. Although it is kind of like therapeutic as well. I just feel really shitty after games when we lose. But having said that, it is great speaking to other Reds, regardless of their opinions, regardless of whether they disagree with me. It's just great speaking to other Reds on a pretty much daily basis or match day basis. And yeah, man, it's really fun. And then meeting you guys as well. I know I don't meet you in person, but just chatting to you guys over here is quality stuff. And I know when I meet some of you guys and you're like, oh, I jump on your live stream, I automatically remember your names because I might not remember faces, but I either remember a face or remember your name, and not both. I'm really shit at both. So, yeah. Thank you guys. Just, you're all legends, whether you're on here or on Full-Time Devils. Forgetting what I'm talking about because I'm so tired. And I know tonight I may be rambling, but that's because, check this out. Last night, got in late. You may realise that the live stream didn't happen last night. That's because I had a little bit of a FIFA Pro Club session with... I did a FIFA Pro Club session with the lads. Ended up getting overrun to about midnight. And then I come home. Couldn't be asked to do a live stream that late. I didn't think anyone would be on it. So I recorded a pre-record. Stayed up for the Canelo Chavez fight. I thought the Matisse fight was quality. I thought the Lemieux fight was quality. And then the Canelo Chavez fight was absolute bollocks. I love Canelo. I love watching him box for 12 rounds as well. But come on, Chavez, you talk the talk, give it a fight. So then I was up till 5:30 in the morning watching the boxing, and then got some kit, got up for about 9:30, drove to London, and now I'm here, having drove back, absolutely fucked. So, yeah, I am tired, and I do apologise if I ramble. Hammy C says, Adam, who's the lads? It's my friends. It's my friends. Did you not get a ticket to today's game, says Kay? I didn't have a ticket today. I didn't know. I don't have tickets for every away game. It's difficult to get tickets for every away game. You have to apply it in the ballot. So when you apply in the ballot, I think like just say 3, 4, 5, 6,000 people apply for 3,000 tickets. 3, 4,000 people are going to be left disappointed. So it's very difficult to get tickets in the ballot for away games. But I do have a ticket for every single home game and the occasional away games as well. If I don't have a ticket, I travel down, watch the game in a pub, try and get a ticket, maybe last minute, try and jib in maybe. But if not, we just wait for the fan cams after. Demos says, why isn't Howson at the away games? He goes to games when he's got a ticket. He doesn't need to do fan cams, so he only does fan cams at games that he has tickets for. Canelo versus Triple G, how do I see it going? A non-football related question, but I'll answer it anyway. I would support Canelo. It's a difficult. I think Triple G would be favourite, but I'll be rooting for Canelo. It's that simple. It's that simple, man. I do have a season ticket, Lennon. How much is an away ticket? I think they're 30 quid now. They're restricted to, aren't they? So yeah, 30 quid they are at the moment. Get your questions in, guys. We'll wrap this up with a quick Q&A. Have a little chit chat, and then we will move on from there. Now, we will not be feeding trolls today, so trolls can go suck a fat dick, and yeah, trolls can suck dick. But apart from that, what's your questions? 20 is plenty, Stephen. Not sure. The middle. Your name ain't Stephen. Who got told £400? Don't be using touts, man, guys. Don't be using touts. It's not good. £400 for a ticket for an away game. Fuck me. You've got to be kidding me, right? Season ticket. My season ticket is £705. Yep. What do you think of Holding? Honestly, no troll. He's a decent young player, but I think Arsenal have a lot of decent young players, yeah. And what happens with them is they get really hyped towards the end of a season when Arsenal are playing without pressure and without all of that stuff, and they're not in a title race and all of that. They get that, and then once they've had all that pressure, they then fail. Once the pressure's on again, and they've performed well in the previous season, and they've got all that, you know, they then fail to rise to it. And Arsenal have the sake of it. Oh yeah, here's a new guy, and then Wenger won't sign someone in the summer. And then once Wenger doesn't sign someone in the summer, Wenger in, says Kalen Ross. Yes, Wenger in. It's still Wenger in. I know Arsenal fans are going to use this as an opportunity to say, oh yeah, look, let's renew Wenger's contract. But, it's still, I don't know, I'm happy if he stays, you know. But then if he leaves, yeah, think about this. If you are an Arsenal fan, who would you want in? That's the question. Who would you want in? Jay Aker says, what times are all the lives? The lives are at various times throughout the day. So yeah, Marshall needs to leave. Too inconsistent, says Ethan. Marshall does not need to leave. I think he just needs to be played to his strengths. Stephen Dawson. I know who Stephen Dawson is now. He's that mad guy on Twitter, isn't he? So you're not Stephen Dawson. You're just using that name. Yeah, that guy. Whoa, crazy dude. Rarely been to Old Trafford, says Shinju Young. Make a trip, mate. I know a lot of people can't get there, and I understand all that stuff. But when you can, make sure you get there and enjoy it. Even if it's like Michael Carrick's testimonial. I know some people find it difficult to afford a game because it is expensive, especially if you don't live in Manchester. You got to pay for a ticket, travel, food, etc. If your journey's far, you got to pay for hotels. If the journey's far, you may have to pay for flights. So it can get very dear, but Michael Carrick's testimonial, I think tickets are like 10, 15 quid. So you could maybe swing a day out for that for about 30, 40, 50 quid. So if you've never been, think about doing that. And the proceeds of the tickets go to charity. So it's buzzing in it. I think Simeone would be a great manager for Arsenal, says Matthew Jackson. Guled says, I need to stop backing Anthony Martial. Why? United need to play to his strengths. I don't think Jose Mourinho has played to his strengths. Should have been playing him earlier in the season. He didn't. He came back and then it was like, oh yeah, Martial's great. Look what Jose's done. We knew Martial was great already. You need to give the kid a run of games. He never gets a run of games. You're going to bother going any more Premier League aways? Of course I am. We've got Tottenham and Southampton left. Hopefully I'll get a ticket for both of those games. It should be a little bit easier now. They're pretty much meaningless. And yeah, hopefully I get a ticket for those games. And we will be there though. I'm definitely going to be there. As for Stockholm, I'm definitely going to be there. But it's a little bit tricky for me at the moment because we booked flights to Portugal for a wedding on the Thursday, the day after the Europa League final. I've got tickets to Portugal booked. So I need to get back from Stockholm the same night as the final. It's going to be very, very difficult, but I'm going to have to try and do it. And hopefully, if I can do that, then I will be going to Stockholm. Is it worth coming to Manchester for the semi? Of course it's worth it. It's a European semi, man. Come on. I'm not getting married yet at gaming. Suppose I will get married eventually, but I'm not getting married at any moment. We're making progress under Jose, but are you not worried with us playing so deep and Mata and Mickey ended up playing fullback for large parts of the game, says Yus? And that's a very good question. It was interesting to see Mkhitaryan playing so deep, Martial dropping deep as well, but Mata was mainly doing the job on the other side. It's frustrating because they're so good up front, they're so good technically, they're so good creatively, and we've got them running back. Why? Why don't we make teams fear us? Why don't we go at teams? It don't make sense to me. Because we've got the players. We are better than them. Arif, thank you for joining us. Demos, thank you for joining us. You going to the testimonial, says Lad? I will be, yes. How can we get tickets for the final? Says Hamza, it's going to be very difficult. I think we've got an allocation of 8 to 10,000. Ridiculous ticket allocation. But hopefully I get a ticket for that if we get there. Mata did well today, says Ryan. Yeah, it was good to get him a return. He worked very hard. He's just back from injury as well. So it's good to see him put in that kind of performance. But anyway, guys, Gaz is still working with Full-Time Devils, by the way. He still does stuff to us. I still speak to him on a regular basis. Still text him to see how he's doing. I absolutely adore Gaz. Don't know what he thinks about me, but I love the guy. Only joking, he loves me. But I love Gaz. He's not stopped working with us. He's not left Full-Time Devils. He's just very busy with his life at the moment and with building his life and building his radio career, because he's got a very bright radio career ahead. Gaz is one of the most talented guys I know, and I'm not being biased. And he deserves every opportunity he gets, and I hope he gets plenty more too. So if that means us not seeing him on Full-Time Devils because he's being successful, then so be it. But if he could come back, it would be nice as well. So get back, Gaz, I miss you. There are rumours he got sacked for dabbing as well, Zakaria. Get on Howson's podcast, Max, says Gary. I've definitely planned to do that. I was speaking with Steve the other day. He wants me to get on it, but he's booked up for this week. The problem with me is, we have been shooting some stuff in Manchester on Tuesdays at times, and then we've been having Europa League games on Thursdays. So with that done, I don't normally want to drive to Manchester on Monday and Tuesday and potentially drive into Manchester on Thursday. All the driving does me in. So I've been missing it out on the Mondays, but maybe when the season's over, it'll be a little bit easier for me to get down and do one. Watching in Somalia, says Sammy. Welcome, mate. Thank you. That's the first I've had I don't know if it's the first viewer I've had from Somalia, but it's definitely the first comment I've had saying that they are in Somalia. So welcome, mate. I don't think Matt and Marshall will play regularly next season. This is Guled. I hope they do. Gaz ain't here no more because he's Canelo in disguise. Travel by bus from Ireland. That is commitment, Deris. Fucking hell, that's a journey. What is Sam the presenter doing? Sam's doing loads, mate. Check him out. He's all over the place. He does children's TV, does all that. So go and check Big Sam out. But yeah, I'm just going to wrap things up now. So get your last few questions in, guys. In from the Arsenal game, I am shattered to bits. Must be easy running a YouTube channel from your mum's bedroom all the time, not travelling anywhere. But I'm shattered. So, and I'm disappointed because that result was absolutely gutting. But yeah, back in. Need to get over it. We've got a big game on Thursday, a European semi-final. Yes, it's in the Europa League, but it's still a huge game. Win that, we've got a European final to look forward to. We've already won a little bit of silverware this season. I think Jose Mourinho has built solid foundations, but we do need to make sure we get into the Champions League, because if we're not, then the season's been a failure. And that's how fine the margins are at the moment. I think kind of epitomises our season. In some games this season, we've dominated games and we've not got over the line and we've drawn them and not won. And that's ruined our whole Premier League campaign. And it kind of shows how fine the margins are. We're not that far off from being a very good team, as the 25-game unbeaten run shows. But as the 25-game unbeaten run shows, there were 12 draws in that. And we need to turn those draws into victories. And that needs to happen next season. But for that to happen next season, we need to be in the Champions League. So, look, disappointing today. We have still got the Europa League to go for. Jose's fully targeting that. As Kay says, up the fucking Reds. I can't wait for Thursday. A European semi-final under the floodlights at Old Trafford. Yes, I know it's in the Europa League, but I'm not going to let that stop me having a good time. And hopefully, United will be on the way to Stockholm. Yes, you know what? We will be going to Stockholm, guys, because we're going to win the Europa League. And next season, we're going to be on it. Don't, I'm in danger of sounding like a Liverpool fan here. So I better get off. I'm so tired. I better get off. Right, guys, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Like, comment, and share. Go and check the fan cams out over on Full Time Devils as well. Loads of fan cams with Reds. I also spoke to Troops. Spoke to a few others as well. So go and check that out. Make sure you subscribe to McKola TV. Like, comment, and share. I'll have more content coming up during the week. Make sure you keep it locked. For now though, guys, thank you all for joining me, whether you were in Somalia or Sydney or Manchester, Mumbai, wherever you were, thank you for joining me. You are absolute legends. And if you're joining me later because you didn't watch us live, then I am sorry you missed it. Make sure you hit subscribe, hit the notification so you'll see me when I am live next. Yes, Joe. Guled, what a stupid question. Of course I'm Jose in. For now, I'm out of here.